Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Rock Sound. It's When We Were Young Festival 2022, and the guys from Boys Like Girls join me now. Hello, gentlemen. How are we doing?
We're so good, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, good to see you guys. I mean, let's start with the obvious. It's the festival everyone's kind of been waiting for, right? That lineup's absolutely outrageous. So many of your friends out there, your peers, your contemporaries, some legends in the building. I mean, it's got to be really nice now. It's actually finally here to be experiencing it.
I wish I had your accent, man. You sound so smart. You sound so great, and it's just like you're American. You sound so dumb. You sound so smart and awesome.
I appreciate you already. There we go. How are you enjoying the festival now?
Dude, it's been good. It's like a little overwhelming. Like yesterday, obviously was like a little bit of a false start. Like it was kind of like The Walking Dead around. Like we walked like on Las Vegas, like kind of a little bit of a sea of sadness, and then they're like. The winds are blowing this smoke around, which is creating a crazy energy in the city. It was definitely a little chaotic. I wasn't entirely sure today was going to happen. Like I woke up to take a run at like I'm out of the hotel at 9, getting the cardio in, and it was like looking around like it's still blowing pretty good.
It almost didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was at 30 miles an hour, and then they were saying that if it went to 40, it
just go watch those levels, man.
Really close.
You just go watch those levels, but thankfully we're all right. Yeah.
Speakers down.
It's cool, man. Though that this is like it's a really incredible lineup. There's a lot of like, right before writing the self-titled record that we put out, like a lot of these records were really influential when I was in high school, and it's cool to be on the same bill as these bands and some new faces as well, and. It's cool, like I was talking about this interview over here that like, I think this type of music was the last time that music dictated culture and lifestyle instead of the lifestyle and culture dictating music.
That's an interesting take, yeah. I can see
I think it was the last time.
Yeah.
And I think it was because of not only like the rise of but the rise of streaming, you could piecemeal playlists and whatever. Yeah. And this was so important, not just because people liked the songs, but because people liked the lifestyle. We were so young, I don't even really know if our music fit in to whatever it was, but I'm grateful that we were a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's so nice to be able to revisit, because what I found really interesting, actually something I found interesting on the My Chem tour, for example, in general, is that I'd expect it all to be people in their 30s like myself. It's not. There's all these new kids who have discovered this music, and I think maybe it is exactly like you say, it was the last time that was that era, and it's the last time, like no one's filled the void in terms of this style of music, I don't think.
And it feels really important to people, because it was like, I know for me when I was in high school, it was like, you picked your friends based on what type of music you listen to.
Yeah.
And like I don't really know that is that way anymore. So like this was so important, as it's not like it's like, hi, I listen to that.
Right, sure.
As opposed to, I'm into these things and I watch this shit on TikTok, and these are the people on Instagram that I kind of dress like, and this is it's just different, man. And like, I don't know that it's like, people make fun of it because it's like, like elder emo or aging, whatever it is, and all these things that people say. But I think the reason why it feels important to younger kids too is because it feels big. It feels like a thing they wish they were a part of. I know my dad went to Woodstock.
Right. Wow.
So I always idolized that.
Yeah.
I was like, that. If I could have just been a part of that would have been really cool. And because we are a part of this, it feels like, when you're in it, you don't really realize what's going on.
That's so true.
But when I see a kid who's like, like 23 come to the show and was like, dude, first song I learned on guitar was Thunder, The Great Escape, or something like that. I was 9. I remember what I was doing when I was 9, and like what I was playing and learning, and how important that was to me, and how literally those songs that I was figuring out how to play guitar with or ripping off in my first songs that I wrote when I was 7, 8 years old.
Right.
Completely shaped my life.
Yeah, of course.
And so, it's interesting to see that was what was happening in culture when we were 22 and just hammered and playing shows and doing whatever we were doing, kind of missing
having fun,
it. Having fun.
You were having fun. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's interesting as well that, like, because obviously you guys have been doing a few more live shows and stuff as well. You know, there's a little bit of gap. I mean, gap in live shows in general in the world, but also, you know, it's been a minute since we've seen you guys out on the road. And
yeah,
like,
over 6 years.
You must have found that feeling just in your own tours as well. Never mind an event like this, because, like you say, it was a moment, it was an era, and now that is one good thing about the modern era, I suppose, with all the streaming stuff and everything, is that people who missed it the first time around can catch up, right?
Yeah, they're catching up. They're catching up. It's interesting to see. You know, we just played the first couple shows that we've played in like 6.5 years. We're putting out a record next year, which is really, really exciting. You know, it's been a minute for us. We haven't put out music in 10 years, and I think, you know, we looked at each other. We've stayed best friends through the whole thing, and you know, we've gone on to do kind of other things, and it's like I can miss playing, man. Let's play.
Yeah. How's it felt actually coming back after a minute to work on new music again? Did it feel like pick up right where you left off? Because like you say, you're all still buddies and everything, but that thing of maybe not necessarily playing and writing together as often, did it come straight back in that way?
It came straight back. It was a little dusty at first at the rehearsal room, but like I think the gratitude is, when you're young, man, I'll just speak for myself. I knew it all.
Right.
Everything.
Sure.
Every single fucking thing I knew. Okay? And so it was like blind cockiness. Like, you know, you're just like, you're in the end zone and you're like, I've been here before, bitch. And so like now, fully zoomed out, I think that there's a lot of gratitude, because like when you get a little older, man, I know nothing.
Right.
I know nothing. All I know is that if just like, the only way to stay happy is to just remain a little bit teachable and just try to have a good time. And so it's just like, being out here, it feels like the first time again.
Wow, that's lovely. That's what you want.
That's a really beautiful, beautiful thing. And we've connected on a deeper level in the last couple weeks, just playing shows again, like deeper than ever, man.
We've been overseas for the past 3 weeks, so pretty much the first shows back were Australia and Southeast Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. So we all just kind of rehearsed for a week and then flew out there. And then after the first few shows, we all looked at each other and we were like, this is that feeling that we've been missing.
That was fun.
Oh, get off stage, you're so stoked.
Yeah.
The
That was
fans were
fun.
amazing. We're all looking at each other, hugging. Like, that's the feeling that we just feel.
Just wide-eyed.
It definitely feels better than ever, you know?
Yeah,
like
that's
everybody's
so great.
everybody's like adults, you know?
Yeah.
And
A little bit
everybody
older, a little
like
bit wiser.
plays still, and the crazy thing that I'm seeing here is that all these people, all those outcasts that were dressing up in all the emo gear grew up, right? And they all have like, well, not all of them, but they have kids and like like jobs, and like it's all like normal. And then they come to this whole thing and they're all dressed up in the gear.
It's awesome.
Like it's so
awesome.
amazing.
Being
Yeah.
the person that they were when they heard the song
so
for the first
it's
time.
so amazing.
It's great.
Yeah, no, it's been really, really lovely to see and lovely to see develop. Really excited to see what you guys are doing next, man. I hope we can catch up and chat about this new music and everything, because that's really, really exciting. I'm going to leave you with a question I'm asking absolutely everybody I'm talking to today. Stacked lineup, like we say, if you could work with any of these artists on a Boys Like Girls track, who do you think would be a great fit?
Who were we talking about earlier?
It's a very tough question.
It is a tough question.
These artists,
Any on the tour?
On the lineup today.
on a song feature?
Oh, I see what you mean. Song feature I was going with, but if you want to tour with someone as well, you can shout that out.
Well, we were throwing it out there. I was a massive Dashboard, fan, and like I had never really hung out with Chris, and I don't think any of us have, and he was such a sweet guy, but that would be really cool, I think, for me. I can't speak for. That would be so fun. But
I think right before, like, it's multiple for me, man, because like right before writing I grew up listening to like musical theater and ska and like very strange and like 60s folk, influenced by my older parents.
Right.
My dad's 76 now. And so like all of a sudden I discovered these records. I was sophomore in high school and it was the first Starting Line record the Dashboard Confessional Unplugged MTV record.
What a record.
The first, the used record, because I was working at Hot Topic. I worked at
So
Hot
you
Topic,
were
Fully
getting
Closed.
everything through
Yeah,
that, of
the
course.
first Thursday record, the used, and the first Taking Back Sunday record. So all those debuts. And so like that was like, that, you know, sophomore year of high school, you're 15. That was the, like, in the headliner for your thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was interesting because this is 2011. I got opportunity to work with the users, for really, really, really fun with John Feldman, and that was like a beautiful, beautiful experience for me because it was like, you know, when you're a sophomore in high school and you look up to these guys so much, and then you hear like the voice coming from the vocal booth, and it's just like,
We should do like a We Are the World with all the emo bands.
just emo, We Are the World.
Biggest thing ever. That's the
I'm in,
biggest
dude.
thing
Let's
ever.
go.
We'll redo it.
Yeah.
All the emo
Every
bands.
single
It would
one.
be unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Or just
God.
really just do
one
We Are the
line,
World.
one line each on the Black Parade. Holy shit.
Have you seen the We Are the World doc, like the back?
They would be-
the
I've
seen
doc?
bits of it,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
like
It'd be
my
so
favorite,
awesome.
my favorite is who would be Bob Dylan? Bob Dylan's sitting there like, he's so over it.
Yeah.
He's so over it. Everybody
Yeah.
else is so jacked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, and they're like really kind of a little mean. Was it like Huey Lewis that couldn't hit the notes? They were like a little like King, right? The King, and like
Huey Lewis.
he was like having a hard time reaching it, and the boss
ripping
is just
butts.
ripping, just cranking cigs.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
gonna
know who would be the Bob. Somebody would be in the background like.
You've put the idea in my head now. That's absolutely going to
We should
happen. I'm
just
going to
do
make that happen.
Song, though. That
Yeah,
would be-
yeah.
That would be fucking amazing.
The We Are the World song.
Yes.
Oh, actual We Are the
Yes.
World. I could see it. I could see it.
It would be so awesome.
It's going to happen now. We're manifesting it. It's going to happen.
All right.
Guys, I'm going to let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. Real pleasure
Cheers,
to
brother.
chat to
Thank you
you.
so
Catch
much.
up soon around new music, all right? Boys like girls, everybody.